and welcome to my channel. My name is Dana and this is my very first YouTube video. Today we are on my spooky horror movie themed island of Fog Hollow. And I know, spooky season is way over. However, this is a horror movie themed island and you can watch horror movies any time of the year. I released this DA just before Halloween, but since then I've received a lot of really positive feedback, and I also had some incredible content creators tour the island, which brought some of attention, so I figured maybe a good introduction to my channel would be to walk through the island myself, discuss some of the builds and the inspiration, and just kind of give you some insight on how this island came together. So this island has over 25 references to horror movies and spooky classic characters. I'm going to open a map in case you wanted to visit the island for yourself. Numbered on the map are points of interest, and you can also see my villagers and island reps, who you might notice are Sam and Dean from the absolutely incredible show Supernatural. So let's get started. If you do visit the Dream Address, I place some presents in front of resident services, which include some spooky outfits and such that you can try on. So I'm actually going to go opposite of where my map directs us to go, and I'm going to head to the left first. And the first build we come to is from the movie Ghostbusters. I found this fabulous coat of Slimer on the custom design portal, and I created the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man myself. I wanted the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to look massive behind the buildings, and I found that if I customized the truck item, I could have a nice large image of his face that was uncut and I didn't have to use maybe simple panels and split his image into two pieces. Now let's head over to the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. This is the Sweeney Todd area, and there's the barber shop, and then Mrs. Lovett's meat pies are there in the back. And if we head over this way, we come to the Little Shop of Horrors build. Now I don't know about you, but I am constantly building something and then tearing it down just to move it somewhere else. And this little flower shop really got around. It hopped all over the island until I finally settled on this little corner here. You can see Audrey too. I have to say there are some really talented code creators out there. I was lucky enough to find this face cutout standee on the custom design portal, and then I customized some teeth on a cube light that sits in the back. And heading further down this way, we come to our very first villager house. This over here is Roscoe's house. Oh, he's here. Hi, Roscoe. I don't know why, but seeing him in his little leather jacket reminds me of a young Johnny Depp, and so I decorated his interior to represent the bedroom of Johnny Depp's character in the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now let's make our way to the beach to see the Halloween build. Fun little fact about me, I'm actually not a big horror movie fan, which I know is really weird since I've modeled this entire island off of horror movies, but there are several movies referenced on this island that I've never seen before, and Halloween being one of them. I've never seen any of these movies. I even have a life-size Michael Myers animatronic that I put out for Halloween. Do I even have the right if I've never seen this movie? But I tried to model this off of the house from the first movie, and you can see Michael Myers there hiding behind the clothesline. Making our way along this beach, we're going to come to a little playground over here. This represents Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. And to make the blackbirds, I just customized the tabletop pop display. And to have them facing different directions, it's the same code, I just turned the tabletop display around. And let's continue on. Here we come to another movie reference I've never seen before. This is Pennywise from the movie It. Yikes, I'm just gonna scooch past him and head into this house here. I like to decorate the interiors of my island rep houses, but sometimes I do get a little burnt out and don't want to decorate all the rooms. So in this instance, I blocked off that back room with the bookcase and the wall partition. So this is from the movie Scream. I created this image of Ghostface looking through the window, and I just tried to replicate the kitchen and living room from the opening scene in the movie. This room is decorated very similar to the interior of Roscoe's house, although it doesn't reference any particular scene from the movies. So this is also A Nightmare on Elm Street, and you can see Freddy Krueger hiding out here in the closet. I just know that not everybody goes into the villager houses, and not always are they home, so I wanted to make sure he was represented in this house as well, because he's such a classic character. Transporting down to the right room, we come to the Overlook Hotel from the movie The Shining, and I found this code of Jack's face on the custom design portal. I just love it, it's so highly detailed and realistic. And then I created the RedRum Door below just to try to best fit it as I could. And this represents the bathroom scene where he's trying to break through the door. I also have Jack's typewriter over here, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I have the tricycle, the bat that Wendy swings at him. I just love this movie and I wanted to make sure it was represented here. An initial plan I had for this island was to have the entire rep house designed as the Overlook Hotel. I would have the hedge maze in the front and the entire house would be designed in theme. But then I was realizing that I was taking up too many custom code slots just to represent one movie, and so instead I opted for a multi-theme house that represents several different movies, and I think that was a better way to go. This is probably my favorite room in the house and also represents one of my favorite spooky movies. This is the attic from Beetlejuice. I have the recently deceased handbook, chalk door, Adam and Barbara's little portrait over there, Lydia's camera's here on the ground, and then we have Beetlejuice's photo back there, along with a beetle and some juice kind of representing where he wanted Lydia to do charades and say his name. And then if you pan this way a little bit, you're going to see the sandworm outside. And again, I have to thank all those amazing custom creators who make these codes. My island would not be what it is without them. Like I said, I tried to create a few, but I am not a pixel artist. I am not that good, so I truly do appreciate all those amazing custom creators out there. Now let's head to the basement. And here we are. So this basement represents another movie franchise I've never seen before. This is the Annabelle / Conjuring. I actually didn't know what I was going to put in this basement when I was designing this house, and so I looked up videos for spooky basements and found a clip from the movie Annabelle. And so I tried to just recreate it with the black and white tile floors, the gated storage, the baby carriage and the demon back here, and then I put Annabelle over here in her glass box with the sign positively do not open. And then the nun picture back there, I think that's part of the franchise as well. I don't know, I've never seen these movies, but from what I've seen in movie clips online, I hope I represented this okay. And that's the last room for this house, so let's go ahead and head back outside. I'm going to kind of run through these next areas a little quickly. Here we come to one of the few in-game bridges on my island. Here's a little bit of a view. And then heading more over this way, we come to the Bates Motel. And the little black car in front here kind of represents Baby, Dean Zimpala from the TV show Supernatural. I just figured Sam and Dean are always staying at motels on the show, so maybe they'd stay at the Bates Motel. But I used some simple panels here and the storefronts to kind of create this illusion. And then you can see the diner sign back there, and the Bates Motel is customized on a simple panel. So now we come to the beach with Nooks in its original form, along with Gizmo here. Hi Gizmo, from the movie Gremlins. I just wanted to make this area look like a rundown gas station, and I wanted to keep Nooks in its original form just because I prefer it as a small wooden building as opposed to the large yellow building. And I thought it would look better as a rundown gas station. And over here is the car service repair shop, and I created this image of Scooby Doo looking out the window. And then of course I had to put the creepy spider crab models on the beach. And oh hey, there's Sam! Let's go say hi. I'm curious if any of you watch the TV show Supernatural. Are you more of a Dean fan, a Sam fan? I've actually met both actors several times at conventions, and after meeting them both in person, they're both amazing people. But I really had some amazing conversations with the guy who plays Sam, so I would say now I'm more of a Sam girl, although I started watching the show for Dean, so I really like them both. But anyway, this area I passed up represents Children of the Corn. And then over here is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre area, another movie I've never seen and will never see. Just the very thought of being chased by somebody with a chainsaw is my very worst nightmare. Actually, a funny story, I went to a haunted house once with friends, and somebody in my group thought it'd be funny to let the facility know that I was terrified of chainsaws. And so once inside, there was an actor who chased me throughout the entire haunted house with the chainsaw, and even chased me to the parking lot. So my friends thought it was funny, but yeah, I was kind of scarred for life. Anyway, this is Rodeo's house. I thought he would make a good Leatherface, and his interior is also Texas Chainsaw Massacre themed. So I have the chainsaw here, the red room, the freezer, meat grinder. Again, not a movie I've seen, but I watched a couple clips, so hopefully this comes across as being the interior of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but definitely not a movie I plan to see. Now let's make our way over to this incline. If you head this way, you're just back at the Bates Motel, but if you make your way up to the second tier, you have a choice to either go to the right or go up to the third tier. Now I'm going to go up to the third tier, to the E.T. Overlook. Now I know E.T. is considered more sci-fi than horror, but I really wanted to have an alien invasion type of area on the island, and the alien that came to mind was E.T. Plus I found this absolutely adorable code on the design portal. It's a customized dress, and it's just so cute, so I knew he had to have a part on this island. And heading further this way, we come to a land bridge. It's kind of like a water land bridge. I personally prefer land bridges over the in-game bridges. I'll give you a little bit of a view here. I also like to create a lot of hop spots on my island, so this one has a lot of areas where you can jump across. Here we come to Blather's tent, which represents the Blair Witch Project. Another movie I haven't seen. I know it feels like I haven't seen any movies on this island, but I promise you, I've seen a lot. I'm just kind of listing out the ones I haven't seen. So here's the map by the river in the movie. These symbols on the ground represent the Blair Witch symbol. I also did not upgrade Blathers from his tent form. If we head over here, we come to the very first area that I designed on this island. This is my little ocean and Jaws area. So I have the lighthouse there in the back. Typically on my islands, I always start with the peninsula first. That's usually where I put my lighthouse. Although for this island, I designed back here first with the lighthouse. I wanted it to kind of look like the lighthouse was out on a rocky area out by the ocean. And moving more this way is the Jaws build. So you see the Jaws sign here. And then if you head up this incline, you can see there off in the distance, kind of silhouetted against the sky, there's Jaws going after the boat. To create this illusion, I used the great white shark model and the yacht item, and I put them both on the secret beach so that they were at a little bit of a lower level than the rest of the island. And then from a distance, it looks like they're in the water. Heading up here, we just have a little witchy walkway. It doesn't represent any movie in particular. There's a little owl friend here. I just really wanted to use the Nova lights and the glowing moss items. And this over here is Kiki's house, and she just has a little witchy interior. Down here we have Beetlejuice's grave. You can see his hand reaching out with the zagnut trying to lure in this fly over here. And then heading down this way and through the archway, we come to the outdoor graveyard. Here's a little skeleton popping out of the ground, a little ghost back there. You can see some eyes behind the trees. Just wanted to make a spooky little area. And this is the abandoned church. So let's go ahead and make our way inside. So here we are in the main room. This flooring is called the Broken Stone Path flooring, and I liked it because it kind of gives a gray, hazy, cloudy effect, which looks a little spooky, so I really did like that effect. And then I polished up the candles and the pillars and stuff with the polishing feature from the Happy Home Paradise DLC. In this left room, we're going to come to a seance. So this flooring is the magic circle flooring, and when it's paired with the candles wall, it gives this light up, glowing effect when you walk into the room. And back here, I used the elegant mirror, and that's the Leo statue just hanging on the wall. And when you push the mirror up against it, it kind of looks like the faces coming through the mirror as if you're maybe summoning spirits from the great beyond. I designed this back room to look like you've stepped back outside. On the wall, you can see customized dresses made to look like ghosts. And this wallpaper is called the graveyard wallpaper. And then if you tilt this way, you can see there's a little bat. That's also a customized dress underneath the pillar there. And that's all for this house, so let's head back outside. Now we're gonna head down to a little area we missed. Let's make our way over this bridge, and then down this little dirt windy path, and we come to the pet cemetery area. And I tried to represent the movie here with different pet items. I also had this little grave here with the human skeleton, because I know in the movie you have to bury your own to bring them back to life. And this here is Lucky's house. His house is designed as a graveyard. And here's the pet cemetery sign, spelled wrong like it is in the movie. And then if we make our way a little bit further this way, we'll come to a little overlook, a little hot spot right here. And this overlook just has a lot of terraforming and waterscaping. And you can also see over there the Grim Reaper is watching, just waiting for you to jump. If we go down this little path a little bit further, this is just going to take us back to where we had that choice if we wanted to go up to see the ET build, or you can make a right. So I'm going to backtrack for a little bit and go back to Beetlejuice's grave. So we made it back to Beetlejuice's grave. Next door to him is the Hitchhiking Ghosts from Disney's Haunted Mansion ride, one of my favorite attractions at Disney World. And then further this way, we're going to come to Samara from The Ring, hiding behind her little well there. And continuing down the path. Something's creepy there in the cave. I'm gonna keep going. And head up this way. to another one of my favorite builds on the island. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. So Zero and the ghost were made from customized dresses, and Jack is created by the face cutout standees, and Sally is a customized tabletop top display. Let's head back down this way, make our way through this little candlelit path. And we come to another land bridge with some hop spots. Let's go down here to the left. Now if you continue over this way, you head back to that abandoned church. It just connects back over here. There's the bridge that heads to the church. We're gonna head over this way though, because we didn't go down into the campsite area. So walking down here, you see the sign that says, "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake." We have the lake here. And right over there, let me get out of the way for you. You can see Jason's mask hiding there between the bushes. We have the archery here. So this is all designed to represent the Friday the 13th series. You see the hockey mask back there with Jason. And this here is Coco's house. Her interior is also Friday the 13th themed. So now let's continue on. We're gonna head back this way and finish up the last bit of the island. Back over to this land bridge and more hopping. I'm just gonna pause here for a second and show some of this waterscaping here. And we're coming now to the wolf overlook. And this area is sort of my interpretation of the movie An American Werewolf in London. I just wanted this area to look very full and wooded. I put the pergolas on the first tier just to kind of give the illusion of a forest floor of flowers. And then I put the motherly statue on the second tier behind the pergola, so it kind of looked like the werewolf was walking through the field. And the dormant volcano item was placed on the third tier in the back to give it the illusion of faraway mountains. Heading further down this path, we come to another one of my favorite builds on the island. This here is Dracula's castle. I have received so many questions from people asking how I created this build. So I'm actually going to create for my second video a speed build that's going to show you step by step how I actually created this illusion. So I would love if you subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so you're notified when I post that video. Now let's head down this incline. And I don't know if you can see off to the right in the shadows there, I used a spider crab model to kind of make it look like a giant spider on the beach. And here is one of the dolls doing the Ouija board. She has saved you a seat if you want to play along with her. Let's head over to Muffy's house. This here is Muffy's house. We're gonna go inside since she's home. Similar to the abandoned church, I created this as a seance area and also used the Leo statue against the wall with the mirror to kind of give that illusion as if spirits are being summoned. I also used the polishing feature from the Happy Home Paradise to create the sparks there on the candles, the lines going up the mirror, the little bit of smoke you can see around the archway. So that's all done with the polishing feature. Let's finish up the island. Here we have another land bridge. You can just see some of the terraforming here. As I mentioned, I prefer making land bridges over using the in-game bridges. I just like to do a lot of the waterscaping and terraforming. And I've used some of the bug models. You can see here, there's another bug model down this way, right here. And we'll come down this incline and head to Able Sisters. So it looks like Able Sisters is now run by a new set of sisters. This is the Sanderson sisters dresses here from the movie Hocus Pocus. And down this way, we're gonna come to the Creepy Circus. Now, I did not initially plan to have a Creepy Circus on my island. The only reason this came to be is because my very first campsite villager ended up being Pietro, and he was not even a villager I planned to have on this island. I initially wanted to have Bella, the little vampire-looking mouse, and she was gonna have the whole Dracula area. But then Pietro became my very first campsite villager, and I figured he was demanding to be on this island, and he seemed perfect anyway. So I decided to scrap the idea of getting Bella on the island, change Dracula's area to be the whole castle in the background, and then created this creepy circus for Pietro. The clown image is created using face cutout standees, and then the eyes are customized umbrellas. And if we sneak past here onto the beach, we come to another lighted walkway, and this is our last villager house. Oh, hi, Rodeo. This is Peach's house. She's that creepy horse with no eyes. I figured she would make a good fortune teller, so her interior is Haunted Mansion themed. And cutting under this archway here, we just come to a very creepy demon here, hiding out in the wheat field. And that's everything on the island. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to resident services, and I'll show you the custom design portal and some of the codes I used. So we're back at resident services with Luna, and I'm just gonna head over to the custom design portal here and show you the designs I created myself. So here you can see the custom designs I created, along with the Hitchhiking Ghosts. And I'll also show you all the other designs I used on the island. You start off the game with 50 custom design slots, but then after a while you can upgrade to the Custom Design Pro Editor Plus app and just use your Nook Miles to go ahead and purchase that upgrade and get 100 custom slots. So I used up 100, actually 99. I did not use this Babadook image. I just couldn't find a good spot on the island for him. And I also used a lot of face cutout CNDs, custom design clothing items. So I think that made my island seem like it had more custom design slots than it really did, just because I used a lot of those extra spaces for the face cutout panels and things like that for codes. You may have noticed that my flag design was not in that list of custom designs, and there's a little trick you can do. If you go to Isabelle and you change your flag design, once it's changed and you don't plan on using that graphic for anything else on your island, you can go ahead and overwrite that graphic with something else and it will not change your flag. So I did do that for my island just to have that extra space. And that's the whole tour. I realized we did not come across Dean on our tour, so I went ahead and tracked him down. If you got this far in the video, thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. And I hope you join me for future videos. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you have the most amazing day. Bye!